Greetings everybody, this is slicedlime and this is the second design rant. If you've missed it, these are videos where I use my 10 years of experience as a game developer to rant about the design aspects of various games. This week we're going to talk about a very special game and how to completely and utterly ruin that game in one single ill-advised design decision. To properly understand this, we're gonna have to go back though, way back in fact, to this game. We're now back in 1998 and the release of Carmageddon 2. We're talking 17 years ago here, a game so ancient that it really should be forgotten. But somehow it isn't. Me and my friends have a long-standing tradition of getting together for LAN party gaming, something not as common anymore in an era where the internet actually reliably works for multiplayer gaming, but back then, physically packing up your computer and lugging it together with a heavy CRT monitor over to your friend's house was the only way to play multiplayer games properly. Now as time went on, new games took the place of old ones, but the unique blend of racing, mashed up cars and just all-out bonkers gameplay kept this one in the loop. We always played Carmageddon at our LAN parties, and it was always as much crazy fun. This is not about racing, it's about playful use of car mechanics with all kinds of game modes, with the amazingly simple yet brilliant Fox and Hounds coming up on the very top of the list. Technology moves on though, and eventually with the release of Windows Vista, this game became unplayable. We mourned the death of this game, and that is where this story could have ended. But it didn't, because as a testament to just how much fun this game is to play in multiplayer, someone actually made a network simulation driver that emulates exactly the ancient IPX network that this game needs to run. And they made it specifically to be able to play this one game, despite it being more than 10 years old at that time. And then a miracle happened. A Kickstarter appeared that was all about remaking this game with modern technology. Enter Carmageddon Reincarnation. I couldn't have been more excited and I backed it immediately. Now that game is released, and for its gameplay it fulfills everything I would have wished for in a proper Carmageddon 2 sequel. It has all the crazy cars, all the weird and wonderful power-ups and modifiers, all the strange maps. In a sense, this game is amazing. And that brings us back to the question of design. How do you take this game, which for all I've said this far is pretty much the best thing ever, and ruin it? Well, you design it in a way that prevents me from playing it, is what you do. Here's the thing. For whatever reason, the designers at Stainless Games thought it would be a good idea to lock things into your single-player campaign progression. This means that in order to play with certain cars even in multiplayer, you need to unlock them in single-player. Fair enough, that's not entirely unheard of, but I really don't appreciate Carmageddon's single-player mode with all of its tasteless focus on mowing down pedestrians. That's not at all what the brilliance of Carmageddon's multiplayer is. Now, had it been only cars, that would have been bad but not broken. But it is broken, and the reason is that they don't lock only cars but also maps. So in order to play all the maps in multiplayer, I need to essentially complete the entire single-player campaign, which, if I forgot to mention, is really long and actually gets fairly tough later on. Not to mention it's me grinding away at gameplay I don't enjoy at all. That sounds pretty bad, but even with just the default car on one map, I could have a lot of fun in Carmageddon. Except they took it one step further. They locked game modes in as well. So I'm not even allowed to play Fox and Hounds, which, if you recall, I just told you is about as much fun as you can ever have in a computer game. And that is without grinding my way painfully slowly through a campaign I don't enjoy at all. And yet I've done it, because the promise of what Carmageddon is in multiplayer is just far too big. And well, by I've done it, I mean I've tried and then rage quit several times over after getting zero progression from a race full of unenjoyable gameplay. It's now half a year since the release of Carmageddon Reincarnation, and the multiplayer community is, well, pretty much dead. This doesn't surprise me at all, since many patches on, the game still locks in all the things that make it good, behind all the parts that aren't so good. Personally, I'm saved. One of my friends just posted on Facebook that he has finally unlocked all the cars, levels and modes. So 6 months after the game released, we can now start playing the game the way it was meant to be played. One heroic effort to save our LAN parties from the lack of the best car smashing action around, all to counter one simple design decision to ruin the potential of an incredible game. I'd love to hear your opinions on this. Post a comment in the comment section down below if you agree, if you disagree, and let me know what you think. Thank you for watching and for listening. My name is slicedlime, and I'll see you in another rant next week. Take care, bye bye.